Today, we are going to be taking a look at Near Protocol from a technical point of view. And in this video, I want to share with you guys my price forecast for Near Protocol and where I think it stands a good chance of getting to in 2024. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking down the Near Protocol chart. We're going to be looking at where it's came from. We're going to be identifying stage analysis and also technical patterns that Near Protocol is giving us and actually likely to set up that is going to see it run to the high 30s in my opinion. And of course, we're talking in dollar terms. So if you are a fan of Near Protocol, this is absolutely a video not to miss, as we're going to be unpacking the Near Protocol chart and giving our price prediction for this project. Now, the first place for me to start is with Near Protocol itself. And I have to be totally honest and transparent in saying that I am not the most up-to-date on Near fundamentally. However, that doesn't really come into account when we're looking at the charts and the projection that we are going to be giving from it. Let's start things off actually also by going over and looking at the current stats with Near Protocol. It currently sits at $5.35. Now, if we're going to be giving a high $30 price prediction, that is a pretty impressive return of investment. Now, remember, nothing that I say or do on this channel is financial advice or constitutes as that. This is just me sharing my technical opinion as a technical analyzer that's had success in not just the cryptocurrency markets, but many markets in regards to Near. Its market cap is around about the $5 billion mark, around about $5 billion and a half. And you can see its all-time high was around about $20. So we are essentially saying that we think Near is going to go on and put in a new all-time high. Let's go ahead and dive over. I do apologize, guys. We've got alerts going off there to the Near Protocol chart. And you can see we have this in front of us. Now, this is on log. So if we take it off log, some of you may be used to viewing Near Protocol in this kind of a fashion. We're not only going to show you what we think setting up for Near Protocol, we're going to be showing you some examples of other calls made by us here on this channel that are almost blueprints of what's to come for Near and ultimately going to allow us to project that price prediction that we have, which doesn't have to be the all-time high for Near in this bull market, just what we can see technical possible or having likely to be generated for this project. So let's put it on log. I always find that looking at a chart on log does help us. Now, the first thing that I want to identify is the RSI. So the RSI is a momentum-based indicator. When the RSI diverges on the weekly time frame, I'm not a fan of indicators and actually trading them, but I do use them to help me assess the bigger time frames and take a macro outlook on things, just like we did for Bitcoin back at the 16K range. Remember, we were one of the first people to start actively buying back into the crypto space back at the start of 2023. And since then, we've done spectacularly. You want to unlock my portfolio, do consider becoming a patron. But one of the early indicators we had for Bitcoin was this bullish divergence. And we can actually see this bullish divergence present on many of the altcoins. You can see Bitcoin went on to put in a lower low on the charts, but a higher low in regards to the RSI. So that is identifiable on Near. It's a very positive sign. The RSI is basically a momentum-based indicator, like I say. When it starts to diverge, just like you had divergences at the top, it means that the momentum that's pushing the price is less. It's kind of an indication of conviction. It means there's less conviction in the low. It is usually when you get these divergences on the macro timeframes, the weekly timeframes, a good indication that a trend is subject to change. And that's exactly what's happened with Near Protocol. Since that took place, Near Protocol has essentially put in a double bottom. We like to break the market into 4 stages. You can learn stage analysis by becoming a patron. We also, very quick announcement, are working on an Allincrypto Academy. So you guys know that I have my Patreon, but we are also working on courses to help you guys in a very simple and easy to understand way, understand the markets, understand technical analysis, understand how to view them on a big time frame, small time frame, patterns, Fibonacci's, methods, you name it. Volume, we are going to look to teach it. And the Allincrypto Academy, I do believe, is going to be coming this year. But enough of that. Since we had that bullish divergence for Near Protocol, you can see it essentially went on to put in a bit of a double bottom-esque pattern. And we would identify this as a stage 1. So below this resistance, so you can see this clearly active support. When you fell through it, when you take a key level, you typically do it on momentum. That's exactly what happened here with Near. You then came back up, you tried to test it, you failed. and it's pinned you under it up until this point over here, which was broken on significant volume. You can see the volume here. Whenever you break to the upside, you want to see volume. You don't need to see it on the break to the downside. Often it can be the reason why things are breaking down, because there's a lack of bid in the market. Since Near Protocol broke here on volume, it then went on and found this key level, which was previous resistance, as support, a basic support and resistance flip, taking this and confirming this, in our opinion, to have moved out of stage 1 into what is now stage 2, which is an uptrend. Those of you that follow me regularly will know we've had huge success just with stage analysis, one of the most simple methods an investor can learn, or somebody that's new to the market. So one of the most simple ways you can essentially technically analyze a market. Since you've done that, you have progressed, and the beautiful thing about what is currently happening is you are now running into resistance, once again, that I think is going to serve as a neckline for an inverse head and shoulders that is going to give us a projected target for Near Protocol in the high 30 zone. Now, some people may say this is a very low target and they may have higher expectations. We're not saying that it's not going to go higher than the high $30 range. We're just saying that this is what we can technically see provenance and provenance in thus far. And essentially, we're giving a technical roadmap, and we'll show you some examples of similar charts that are played out in the exact same fashion in just a second. But you can see this is what we're identifying. The fact that Near Protocol is actually pulling back here is a really good sign. It's very, very positive. It's essentially, in my opinion, going to set you up for continuation in the form of an inverse head and shoulders. Remember, it's very important that you don't ride or come below this left shoulder. You typically want to see a smaller right shoulder in regards to a head and shoulders pattern. It gives kind of almost a prompt. It's the market giving you a clue that things are going to go in the right manner, because you haven't quite got the strength to get up or down, or whatever way the head and shoulders is to the level of the left shoulder. And we'll show you that. A lot of people like to look at head and shoulders what would be the right way up, not inversed. However, I typically will invert the charts when I'm looking for shorts. I'm way better at identifying, traders, investors typically have bias. They're better at either being long the markets or short the markets. I'm definitely better, like most people actually, at being long the markets over short. So I typically will invert the chart. It's a little tool, a little trick that I use to help me better identify things. But what we're looking at is the potential for an inverse head and shoulders to set up here. This is going to give us a target, and we're taking the target on log because it is a big term time frame, a potential projection for Near Protocol that will see it run to the $38 range, putting in a new high. Now, some of you may be a little bit disappointed in regards to this price prediction. However, don't be, because just because we're giving this price prediction, and remember, you need to actually form this head and shoulders to get that price prediction. So you need to retake this $6 mark, preferably on volume. It kind of needs to be on volume. I do think you'll do it. You can see if we drop down the time frames, you're already starting to form some sort of an incline of it. Don't expect too much of a pullback. Remember, this is a bull market. But if Near Protocol can successfully come back up after ejecting here and take the $6 mark, you are, in my opinion, then on your way to that $38 mark. If we take this off log to show you what that looks like, it will look pretty spectacular. But this is typically what happens with crypto. This is typically what crypto looks like. If we go and look at something very basic, like Bitcoin, we'll take the draws off in the last cycle, off of log. You can see, basically, this is what we're kind of looking at. Again, Bitcoin is a great example of something that we are identifying for Near Protocol. Yes, this wasn't a double bottom. This was still a stage 1. Formed a head and shoulders. You'll get patterns within a base, typically a double bottom or a head and shoulders. You had the bullish divergence. You broke this on momentum. You come back for a couple of retests, and then you ultimately form a bigger pattern. Bitcoin is a great schematic for kind of what we're looking at for Near. Also, you have the likes of Injective. Now, Injective was an absolute killer altcoin for us. Again, you've got your double bottom, similar to what Near Protocol is doing. You break it on volume. You come back, you retest it, just like Near's done on its double bottom. To go back to the log chart, because you break, retest, and then it's gone on higher to actually meet a key level of significance, which is acting as resistance, that ultimately could allow it to form a right shoulder, setting it up for a $38 price prediction. You can see Injective was a great example of this. It ran into this key level of resistance, set up for the right shoulder and a continuation pattern before then seeing exactly that continuation. Link is another one that we're watching. You know, we did very well accumulating Link down here. We had a range target that took us roughly to the neckline. You can see you run into this key level of resistance. Very short pullback before then coming back. Not only have you broke, you've now come back as resistance. Link is another one moving on to highs. We've done price predictions on Link, but this was supposed to be a near specific video, and that's exactly what we've done. So we have set out, you've got a very similar structure for near that you do to many. Some people may be a little bit disappointed that we've only given a $38 price prediction for near, but you guys that follow me regularly, and you all should be following me if you're into crypto at this point, we do daily market updates where we cover the market from a kind of 360 point of view. We don't just look at crypto and have our crypto blinkers on. We look at the macro, we look at other markets, we look at cross markets, and we try and correlate where we think things are going. But some of you may be a little bit disappointed in regards to our $38 price prediction. Well, this was a price prediction we're going for the NASDAQ back at the start of 2023 that got hit. He perfectly sold off here. Some people say that's a coincidence because they don't believe in technical analysis. They've not been following the right people, like us over here on allincrypto.com. And you can see you pull back before then setting up for continuation. Microsoft was a great one for us. Again, target made in 2023 or set into start of 2023. Ultimately, target given. You can see where you sell off before setting up for continuation going higher. So that could be the story of Near Protocol. But for now, we are going to stick our neck on the line. Remember, nothing I say or do on this channel is financial advice, and give you guys our price prediction, which is $38, providing that Near Protocol doesn't invalidate any trend structure, i.e. doesn't take the low out that it put beneath it, the last low, forms this right shoulder, takes the $6 mark, then you are well and truly on your way to that $38 mark. This also aligns with our macro view of the markets and where we think things are heading more broadly. Guys, that's all I've got for you in this video. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So as a comment, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out the Patreon if you want to take your crypto journey one step further. And on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all in the next one.